everyone, welcome to our session on career counseling called Pratibha Samvardhan. Today we are discussing in detail about how to prepare for group discussions and interviews. In the previous session we discussed about group discussions. Now we would be learning more and more on how to prepare for interviews, and for this discussion we have with us in our studios Mr. Bharadwaj, and Mr. Bharadwaj is an eminent personality. Not only his personality, his way of giving what he has learned through his experiences is, I would say many congratulations to him that in these years he not has built his personality, but he believes in building your personality too. So we would like to welcome our guest, Mr. Bharat Bharadwaj, once again.
Thank you.
So
thank you,
welcome
thank
to
you
our
so
lecture.
Much. Thank you for your kind words. And जैसे कि हम लोग बात कर रहे थे ग्रुप डिस्कशन के बारे में, तो ग्रुप डिस्कशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट फॉर मेनी जॉब्स टुडे वेयर नंबर ऑफ एप्लीकेंट्स आर मोर, or how to screen them, that we have discussed certain parameters for that. If you have missed that, the people who joined us late, so they can watch the same session on YouTube later. So now we will take it forward with the interview. So after you are shortlisted, you are selected from group discussion to the next step. So next step is one-to-one interaction with the experts. So what do they see in you? So वो बहुत important part है कि that you have to be ready for the kind of interview which you are expecting. तो उसमें हम अगर देखेंगे कि हमें क्या preparation करनी चाहिए, how to prepare. So first point I would say, जहाँ जिस company से आपको call आया है, research about the background of the company, gain a thorough understanding of the company you are interviewing with. Research their mission, their values, उनके product क्या हैं, उनकी services क्या हैं, what are the recent news they are available in the media, and any other relevant information which is important. So this knowledge will demonstrate that your interest and preparation during the interview is very good and you are up to the mark and you are showing your interest towards each and every activity of the company. So now when we second part is understanding the job requirement. You are called for an interview for a particular position in that organization, so that you should have that clarity about your role. Review the job description, understand key responsibilities, what are the skills required and qualifications required for that role. So if you have any previous experience, your examples from that previous companies where you have, you need to showcase that how you meet those requirements, and that should come out very visibly in your interview. There are certain common questions which are asked throughout the world, and you should be prepared for that. And the most common question is, tell us something about yourself. So this is, I think, the most difficult question. Because this is the opportunity for you that you have to give all your USPs, why you should be selected, why you are suitable for that particular, without claiming it. So जो आपके अपने बारे में बताना है उसमें वो सारी, because you have understood the company, you have understood the role and now your responsibilities, now you have to collaborate, you have to collect entire experience which you have done with the previous organization. If you are not a fresher, then, and if you are a fresher, then you have to tell them what are the other courses or online courses you have taken for that. So when you are given this opportunity, that tell me something about yourself or tell us something about your journey till now. So you have this opportunity that you are going to impress the other person on the other side of the table. Why are you interested in this position? This is again a second question which is again common. Then you have to prove that why. You should have enough number of reasons, the 1, 2, 3, 4, and if you are able to see reason number 1, reason number 2, why I am qualified and why I am interested in this. What are your strengths and weaknesses? These are very common questions. So you should be able to put your weaknesses in such a way that you have overcome them and it is a positive weakness. So I am a lazy person. You should never say that. Sometimes, but I am working on this. I am overcoming this. So you should be able to establish that and win the confidence of the interviewer. So practice your answers and ensure that they are concise, clear, highlight your relevant skills and experiences. And before going to, because we expect these questions, you can, before going for a real interview, you should practice at home or with friends or family members. So I suggest that this is very important aspect that you should practice. And also I suggest, like I suggested, and you should look into a mirror. एक आईने में, एक शीशे में बैठ के उसके आमने सामने अपनी बॉडी लैंग्वेज को देखें कि आप कैसे बात कर रहे हैं और कितना मुस्कुरा के बात कर रहे हैं, आपकी हाथ कैसे चल रहे हैं, आपकी स्पाइन सीधी है, आपका मेरुदंड, आपकी गर्दन, आपके शोल्डर्स, so that it should reflect positive person. It is very important, fourth point I would suggest, it is very important to showcase your achievement. Be ready to discuss your accomplishment and how they are related to the job you are applying for. So you should be able to, that I was working in that company and this situation I have handled. So I think this is very relevant experience I have gained, which will be helpful in my current job as well, which I applied for. Highlight specific examples and demonstrate your skills, problem solving abilities and positive impact in the previous roles. You can say that this was the situation I was given and this is how you overcome. I emphasized, I led my team to achieve this, and this is the problem which we were facing. Overnight we have to work, but finally we could come out with this. So this is the previous, positive impact which you have created in your previous. So this is winning the confidence of the interviewer that you are right candidate for this job. This goes without saying. Fifth point is dress appropriately. So dress professionally for the interview, considering the company's dress code and the industry norms. Because some people are like, if you're working for a software company, it could be casual, semi-casual. But certain companies are, if you're going for a hospitality, where the dress is given utmost importance, then you should have, kind of formal, very, very formal dress code. It is better to be slightly overdressed than underdressed. Because अगर टाई कोट के साथ पहन लिया आपने तो कुछ नहीं जाए, जैसे हमने I am wearing this tie. So it is, sometimes it suits the occasion. And even if it is not, that you are respected, that you are a very disciplined person because you are using the dress code. Also pay attention to your grooming and ensure that your attire is clean and well presented. अगर आप बियर्ड रखते हो तो वो ठीक से ट्रिम हो, अगर आप शेव करते हैं तो पूरी तरह से शेव हो, बालों का जो साइज है वो बहुत ज़्यादा बिखरे ना हो. So you should have that minute attention once you are going for interview. So this is again very important point. Why I suggest this? I'll tell you. And discipline is another important point, that you have to arrive on time. So plan your route and aim to arrive at least 10 to 15 minutes early than the interview time. Punctuality demonstrates your professionalism and respect for the interviewer's time. Because that is very, very important. Because you are paid for that time. So need to have that kind of discipline, and you should exhibit that you are respecting other people's time as well. However, there are certain circumstances, like unforeseen circumstances arise sometimes. But in that case, you need to inform the interviewer with a polite message or a call. You should tell them that I am stuck here. This was not the case. There is a traffic jam unnecessarily, or there is a rain happened. Because of that, traffic has come. I planned my route accordingly, but somehow, beyond my control, this is happening. So you should inform them. So, but try to be there. You should have some extra time for these unforeseen circumstances as well. So now when I say, when you are sitting in an interview, first 7 seconds are very important. Why? Because we all human beings, with our own data gathered in this brain, what we call that we have met, like I am 58-year-old today, and maybe after 5 years of age, I started gathering a lot of experience in meeting people and those. So everything is stored here. So it is natural to judge people, and we all judge each other without judging. Consciously, subconsciously, we judge each other in first 7 seconds and with our appearance only. So what is most important in first 7 seconds? Your positive body language, your dressing sense for the occasion, and a small bit smile you are wearing. So this is the impact which you are going to create. However, we may change our opinion later on, but somehow first impression is the last impression, as they call it. So you should be ready for first 7 seconds. Display body language which is positive. During the interview, maintain good posture, eye-to-eye contact, offer a firm handshake, not very strongly, but you should, it should be firm enough. It's not appear like a dead hand. Sometimes, people give you very, very cold hand, so which is a negative impression. So when you are greeting interview, if somebody is extending hand towards you for handshake, you should give a warm impression. Smile and show enthusiasm and engagement throughout the conversation. So this is maintaining body language, I always say, is very important in any interview. Now listen actively and respond thoughtfully. So this is what we say. Pay close attention to the interviewer's question and listen carefully before responding. You should understand each and every word and intent of the interviewer. Take a moment, gather your thoughts, provide clear and concise and relevant answers according to the best of your knowledge. If you need any clarification, sometimes you are not able to understand a particular question, don't hesitate to ask for it. Sir, please repeat it. May I know the meaning of this particular question? What do you want to understand this, so that I can reply accordingly. So active listening is important part of any interview. What happens at the end of the interview? Generally, the interviewer also suggests, do you have any questions? Yes. So you should be prepared for this. Sometimes people say, no, I don't have any question. Rather, this is a negative point. You should always ask questions which are thoughtful. So thoughtful questions, prepare a few questions to ask for the interview about the company, team dynamic, or the role itself. When you are going to work, you should know, deep dive into those knowledge. What is expected out of me? What is the current team members doing for this particular role? What are their positives? What are their negatives? And what is their experience in this? And what are the contribution charges? How my performance is measured in this company? So those kind of questions you can always ask. This demonstrates your genuine interest in the position and can help you gather valuable information to make an informed decision if you receive an offer. So don't miss this opportunity. Asking question is very important. After the interview is over, you have gone back, and once you go back, send immediately, maybe after some time, a personalized thank you note on email or WhatsApp, or to express your gratitude for the opportunity. Thanks the interviewer or the HR manager who organized it, and use this opportunity to reiterate that your interest in the position and highlight any points you may have missed during the interview. So sometimes it happens that there was important point which interviewer never asked you. So take this opportunity to communicate that you have this important point which was not discussed during the interview. So now we says these are the do's. Now I'm coming to don'ts. What should you not do? What should you avoid? Never do these things during your interview. Never be late. First is never be late. Don't speak negative about your previous employers. It's a very negative point. If you do that, it means there is something negative in you. Do not dominate the conversation. It should be equal. You should give equal room to the interviewer as well. If you want to put your point across the table, you should put it very politely without dominating the conversation. Do not forget non-verbal communication. Your body language has to be strong, positive, smiling, oozing energies out of it. Don't provide overly long and vague answers. So if you have, be very concise, be to the point, never extend unnecessarily the vague if you do not have any knowledge of that answer. You can take excuse. Sir, I am not very confident of this, so I do not know right now this point. That is okay. And do not exaggerate or lie. Never do this thing. Never lie or exaggerate during any interview. Last point, like we discussed, do not forget to follow up. So these are the important points which we discussed. So I would like to invite any questions if our team has.
Yes, so dear friends, if you have any question, then you may contact us through our toll-free number. Our number is 1800110430. I repeat, our number is 1800110430. We are waiting for your calls. Till then, I have lots of question in my mind so that I can ask question on your behalf from Mr. Bharadwaj. Sir, now as discussed in the previous session regarding the resumes,
right,
what important part does resume plays during facing an interview?
Whatever you have put it on the resume, it is the baseline, it is the basic to formulate the questions for the interviewer. So like if you want to lead interviewers to ask questions for certain subjects, you should put your resume in such a format so that he should be intrigued to ask those questions.
Definitely. So, dear friends, we believe that you have noted this important point, and you have now perceived that how important your resume is and what connection does it have with an interview which you are facing, which you are going to face. Now, though this question is slightly different from what is going to happen inside the boardroom, the interview room. The candidate who visited early morning because his reporting time was 9 a.m. for example. Now by the time his turn came, now he felt as if all the energies is drained out. What should one do? Because if the interview falls to be at 4 p.m. for example, now the energy level is all gone. What should one do? How should one revive himself or herself?
See, if he feels that his turn is or the number is getting delayed for the interview, there is many candidates in queue, he should keep hydrating himself. If there are some drinks, because most of the companies offer snacks and teas if the wait point is long. Sometimes you are offered lunch as well. So one is that you have to keep your mind engaged. Sometimes what one used to do is we can ask the exiting candidates who are coming out of the interview room. You can be friendly with them, and you can ask what is being asked inside the room. So that will give you certain hints. Some people may or some people may not tell you, but it's good to ask. So because you have time and there is a long queue in front of you before your turns come, and you have that time. And you can keep researching, you keep engage yourself, because right now mobile with internet gives you a lot of opportunities. Keep brushing your skills, keep reading your positive aspects, and be ready with full energy. You should be there.
Sometimes we have seen that this kind of talking and over talking, sometimes it causes a concern. For example, the question which were asked inside from a certain candidates were not what was asked from the candidate number 4 or 5 who was waiting.
Right.
So one should, how one should keep his temperament, how cool one should be. Whatever being asked inside, I will face it.
Yeah. So that is because you have brushed your knowledge, you have your own resume. If you have written it honestly, you should be able to answer honestly, and you will be able to tell that, like if we have practiced before coming for the interview, like we have important point that practice those common questions. So you should practice those, and you will be ready for the interview.
Sometimes we have a stringent atmosphere inside the boardroom, the interview room, where there are a number of experts, the panel experts, and who throws one after the other question, and there is a lot of cross questioning. Does that stress on someone's face can make out the panelist can make out that he's under stress?
Yes, because in important positions, people do keep psychologists also in the panel. So psychologists are able to see with your body language that whether you are going under stress. So they are reading your eyes, they are reading your expressions, they are reading your body language, your shoulders, your muscles, even minute kind of observations are being made. So you should be able to practice that relaxation. That I can understand. So this is again a stress test, kind of how emotional, intelligent you are in a stressful situation.
One of the another important question, sometimes it happens that the person who is in the panel is known to me. Now, what should be my body language? Should it be in a manner that I doesn't know the person, or we should, greet the person or ignore the person? What should one do?
See, if it is known to the board that the person is known to him, then you can mildly greet and exchange pleasantries with your body language. So that would be good.
That would be good. Now we talk about, because we have discussed in detail regarding the body language in the previous session, that is on group discussions. Now during the interviews, because we have seen, we have observed, we have faced the interviews that the entire board members are on the one side, one corner of the room, and the person who is a candidate is on the another side. Now one can predict from the body language. Does body language plays an important role there also during the interviews?
Yes, body language has to be it is integral part of any communication. Whether you are in a group, whether you are in one-to-one, or whether there are many people interviewing you. So body language, as we discussed, like it is very important part of your personality. So you have to establish during group discussions or one-to-one interview that you are a confident person and a pleasant person. So yes, definitely it plays important role.
We have seen also, we have observed also, we have been taught also that one should sit in a cross-leg position, or there should not be a difference or a gap between the two legs. That is also important point to be observed.
Yeah, see, if there is a table of that height and people are not able to see the lower body parts, then it's okay. But you should be relaxed, kind of, in whatever manage, but you should not appear to be arrogant. Like you should not sit like, kind of arrogant kind of position that I am dominating. Like we discussed, that it has to be very normal, relaxed posture and a pleasant personality, and you should appear to be very, very confident person.
Now, as you yourself mentioned, that one should not lie at all. Whatever you have written in your resume or whatever you have done in your life should be portrayed there. Yes. But by chance, by instance, if something wrong comes out of the mouth, how should one manage?
See, you should immediately ask for excuse.
Regret for that.
Yeah, immediately ask for excuse, and that is sorry, by mistake, it is slip of tongue.
While facing an interview board, particularly when you are being hired for a particular organization, how important is for one to go for a research about the organization for which the candidate is appearing for the interview? One should go for this research part?
Yeah, in fact, there are certain things, like I said, research is very important. Even people do research about the people who are going to interview them. They do a lot of social media and LinkedIn research about their bosses, would-be bosses, the HR manager and the marketing or top heads. So they deep dive into this, and that plays important role in your interview. So like if you have good knowledge, so you can ask questions about them, because they will be also pleasantly surprised that person has done a lot of research before coming, and it's a positive impact on this interview.
It's a positive impact. Whatever we are, whosoever we are, if we portray ourselves in the same manner, then the feathers would be to our cap only. Yeah. So, sir, because we have less time left over here, so we would like to revive this session once again, so that the students who were not able to watch us could have the glimpses of what is being taught today.
Yes. So we talked about the group discussions. What are the do's and don'ts? What are the important? Why group discussion is done? Because there are number of applicants are more. and one-to-one interview is not possible for all of them. So most of the companies go for group discussion to screen the suitable candidates. And it may happen that it's not that only one person will be selected from the group. It can be, all entire group can be selected, and we have seen that. And it can be only one person or two person can be selected. So similarly, we discussed that if somebody has missed that, I think we should be able to watch this again on a YouTube channel of our CEC-UGC Vyas.
Definitely, our students would be watching us, and we would like you to suggest our students also that they should keep on working on themselves, because everyday workout will help them in building the future personality.
Yes. So for any job, I said, like your communication, your whether it is verbal or non-verbal, your command on the language, your command or the knowledge of the area where you're working, and your body language. Your interpersonal skills, these are the important parameters for your growth. These all four combined together makes your personality. You grow your personality, and it is directly proportional to your career growth.
Exactly. One will not fail in the professional life as well as in the social and personal life too. So, dear friends, we believe that you have gathered lots and lots of information through this lecture of ours today, that is on Pratibha Samvardhan. If you have any questions, any query, then you may mail us at cecgurukul.live@gmail.com. And for you, we are going to upload this lecture on YouTube so that you can access this lecture the number of times you want it. So we would be meeting again next Thursday with a new topic. Keep watching us and keep giving your feedback to us. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.